second order effects are really helping you just think a few moves ahead. Some people do this naturally. If you're really into chess, sometimes if you just have a background in career fields that this is just part of the job description, like thinking more deeply about what happens next in a scenario or situation, thinking on your feet, things like that. But really, this exercise is just helpful for people to do on paper what often people do in their own heads without thinking out loud. So the goal here is to just, for the first sticky, just put down a proposed change or product or service. So we're going to ship a new dashboard interface for sales reps to help them better track their sales goals and whether they're on track to hit their targets for the year. Well, the first order effects would be things like um, they're going to start checking those dashboards more often now that they have data they can see. They're going to start incorporating it into their sales calls or their decision making. They're going to start sharing it with others. The second order effects could be, for example, the data points that they've been tracking might become more important to them at the expense of others. Oversharing the data could lead people to focus on stats and numbers instead of actual results. Or you have managers focusing on the wrong data, and therefore maybe there's outcomes that happen to sales reps, like hiring and firing decisions, that are now being impacted by this data. And third order effects would be what happens if these kinds of things happen. So, for example, you might have higher attrition rates of your sales team, or lower long-term tenure. People are turning in the job faster, or you might have people that aren't so good at certain key metrics falling down the list and getting demotivated, or you might have management changes that result in a lot of issues internally because of the way they're reacting to data, for example. And these are bad examples, but the thought is that you kind of think three steps away from this core change or problem you're thinking about trying, just to make sure that you're kind of accounting for what could happen if you make a decision or implement a new feature or ship a product.